Yeah, I want to say hi to Eric too. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric. Bruce, you want to say hello to Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Ralph?
Thanks for joining us. Eric, get off my lawn.
There you go. Sparky 107 wants to know how can he get to watch A Model Is Life or listen to A Model Is Life? How can he do that?
If he goes to amodelerslife.com, there's links there to the free site, which is Libsyn and iTunes, and there's other. You can get it on Google Play. He can get it on TuneIn and Spotify. But if he goes to the website, amodelerslife.com, there's links right there.
Zappa Gap.
Yeah. It's a CA type glue. Kevin said Flexifile plastic weld. And Ron was saying MEK.
No, I can use. No, I can weld with acetone. That works. It's beautiful. But I can't print this job in ABS. It has to be PLA.
So what I have here is, you'll see that I've got 9 different LEDs on here, and they're just kind of slowly changing. One comes on, one comes off. You know, it's kind of a slow pace. We could sit here all night watching this very slowly go, but you know, if you actually had these in windows in your different buildings, or even one in each different building, it doesn't even have to be windows in the same building, then you'd want it to go this slow or maybe even slower. And that's about the only thing I'm going to have to show you in the sketch. So we're going to go back to that real quick. Actually, let's build this thing first. So I just put it together so that you could see what we're going to end up doing. And what I'm going to do is just unplug my Arduino and tear this thing apart real quick.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, hopefully the screen's popping up. Yep, there it comes. Okay, a little slow there. I keep forgetting about the delay here. Y'all can turn your cameras on if you want. I'll get mine on in a minute. As y'all can see, I'm still recovering from a sinus infection. Brian W. said he's confused. You didn't like my pre-show video, Brian? Figured I'd play something a little bit before the show starts. Gotta give people time to get in here after they get notified they got a live show. But maybe we'll get a few more in here. I did turn everybody's mics on. Yeah, okay. So how you doing, Jason?
Alright.
Catch you with a mouthful.
Yep.
Yeah, Lloyd, he's like me. He's recovering from a cold himself, so he probably won't be doing a whole lot of talking tonight, but appreciate you making it in anyway.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been here since the, what is it, 24th of October?
Yeah.
Just before I left on vacation, so yeah, it's been over a month. So don't ask me what I've done on my layout.
Okay.
You'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll get a few more in here. They had a kind of interesting topic they were talking about last night. See if we can't get some of them back in here and we'll see about continuing that talk from last night without getting too technical. They got on an interesting subject about rolling stock, the wheels, different wheel sets and all, and overweighting versus the NMRA standard weight.
Well, I can say that, well, my personal view on NMRA weight is that those weights were written, what, in 1822? I mean, those are like really outdated weights today with new motives, new tracks, new ways of doing things. I think that rolling stocks should be heavier.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Oh, here come D-Bob. How you doing, D-Bob?
Oh, good. Been busy.
Yeah, here comes start to finish coatings.
What has everybody else been doing?
Not a whole lot. Trying to keep
Same
the nose and sinuses dry.
Yeah, that can be a struggle. Just trying to keep on modeling in a steady pace.
Yeah.
A little bit slow today, though. Did a little bit of painting and some gluing of some styrofoam and
What, you been off this week, or?
No, just get home from work and start working on it.
Oh, okay.
This whole week I've been kind of hitting it hard, trying to get this whole mountain up here done.
Yeah, it's a pretty big project anyway.
Yeah. Giving myself something to shoot for by New Year's.
Yeah.
I want that done. Well, at least viewable.
Yeah.
It won't be completely done by then, but at least I'll have some scenery up and it'll at least look somewhat normal. At least I'm hoping anyway. I got 2 of the 3 panels done-ish. So it's the third one is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Trying to do that one right. I made too many mistakes on the other 2. So okay, now I know how to do something. I can move on to the next one and go faster.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yep. And I was like, well, I did the mistake on this one. I wish I'd done that. You know, why'd I do this extra step? I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I jumped the gun. I did the step I should have done after this next 2 steps. And now I can't get in and do what I wanted to do. I put things together and I can't take it apart.
Yeah.
Without destroying it all and starting over.
Yeah, you kind of too far into it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, S&J Railroad, he said, following y'all's suggestions from last year, I have been weighing my cars. It works really well and looks more realistic. Alrighty.
So what was he doing for weighing his cars?
Well, they were talking last night, and I thought I'd bring it in tonight's show. Talk about rolling stock and the wheel sets and weighting cars, get them to run better, look better. Brian W. said that he was asking S&J if he addressed his wheels before adding the weight. Said he bought a 100 pack of FEM metal wheels. Unfortunately, a lot of them were out of gauge. North American Trains, how you doing? Yeah, that's true. You gotta check the gauge when you're putting them on.
Yeah. I haven't really had any problems, but I haven't done a lot of changing out of any tires either.
Yeah. Yeah, because last night they were just talking about how free rolling do you really want your cars to be. But then if you're overweighting them, you're going to slow it down. Some are saying they like to have a little bit of friction in there. They were talking about some of this rolling stock's got the bearing caps that spin with the wheels. And that some of the rolling stock actually has bearings on the axles. They don't have the spinning bearing caps.
Not an N scale though.
Yeah.
Well, for N scale, I like mine pretty free rolling. You can run those really long trains, and you can pull something up a grade if you have no friction, dragging it back the other way.
Yeah.
You don't have to put 3 or 4 engines on there to get your long train up the hill. You can probably do it with 1 or 2. But any drag is a drag. It makes your engines work harder, wears them out faster. That's the way I feel anyway.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. And so if you put a little weight on them, even if you have weight and your wheels are still free rolling, you've got the best of both worlds right there.
Yeah.
You don't want to get that slop in the train too much. Plus, it'll roll freely when you need it to.
Yeah, it keeps your couplers tight.
Mm-hmm. And if it's sticking, you got something back there that's putting too much drag on it, and you're pulling around a curve, and all of a sudden, boop, you just slowed the engine down and flipped all your stuff over. It's like hooking a trip pin on a nail or something. All of a sudden, just boom, you're done. You're crying in your Wheaties, picking up your pieces off the table or the floor. So.
Yeah, they were talking about plastic wheels over here in the chat, saying they pick up a lot of gunk, and it also deposits a lot of gunk on the track too as it's going around, where the metal wheels are not quite as bad. Metal wheels would be a little easier, I think, to clean too.
Yeah. You can actually see the gunk pretty well on the black wheels, and I think it's more maybe static buildup. The plastic kind of has a little bit of a static.
Oh yeah,
attraction to it, and so I think that's why you get a lot of dust buildup on plastic wheels.
Yeah, it is. That does contribute to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then another problem is, like we had out there at the hobby shop, one guy swore by putting oil on the track and made it run a lot better. Man, it just made it a lot harder to clean the engines and the rolling stock in the track.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had that one incline, it caused bad slippage on it.
Mm-hmm. I think that would happen in any kind of vehicle if you put oil on the road.
Yeah. I come walking in on Wednesdays, that's the first thing Brian say to me. Knucklehead, put oil on the track again, you're slipping on the incline. Okay. I'll climb up there and wash it down with alcohol.
The only time you need oil is on a drag strip when you're doing a burnout or something.
Yeah, locos were not made to be doing burnouts.
Nope.
Although I saw a video. Yeah, I saw a video of one engineer, and he was really smoking those wheels.
Mm-hmm.
They had to change them out, and he probably had to look for another job.
Yep.
I mean, you would have thought the way those things were smoking, it was a dragster.
Maybe it was his last day.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going out.
Yeah, really.
They took my retirement away. I'm out of here. Yeah. They'll still recoup some money from him for intentionally damaging a loco if that's the case.
Yeah.
We had a military guy that we heard about who was about to get, separating from the military, and he worked on the flight line, and he says, screw this. And he drove a forklift right through the side of a C-130. Right through all the electronics.
Yeah.
And they didn't let him get out. He was like a few days from getting out. And they go, nope. You're going to Leavenworth until this is paid off. Like, how am I going to pay it off in Leavenworth? Well, let's see. We're making you the rank of general on paper, but you're actually the rank of airman basic in Leavenworth.
Yeah.
So your paycheck is going to be paying off, you know, the $300,000 worth of damage you did.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh crap. Hope you like prison.
Yeah. Leavenworth is one place you don't want to be.
Yep. I think it was going to take somewhere around 25 years for him to pay it off. But, yep. No, that's a warning. Don't do it.
I'll tell you what, I had to, where I was stationed at, me and another fella had to take a guy down to the brig, or, prison, brig, whatever you want to call it, there on base. He got sentenced to that for a while. A few years. Hey, I tell you what, both of us, when we finally got out of there, we got back, told Chief, hey, we're not going back. We're not taking anybody else down there. Them guys were just wanting us to move the wrong way so they could shoot us.
Yeah.
And we weren't the bad guys. I think they got the craziest ones they could to be guards down there. What'd you say, Troy? He just popped in. But anyway, get back to trains again.
Yeah. What are trains? So what's Lloyd doing except staring at some track?
Yeah, he's like me, trying to get over a cold.
Oh.
This is a record for me. What is that? 31 days without touching my layout.
31 days without touching a layout.
Yeah,
Kind of impossible for me.
I worked on it every single day. I should be back at it probably Monday.
Well, maybe somebody in the chat will have a good shrink that they can recommend to you. Get you through the DTs.
Well, I was experimenting with some trees this past few weeks.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Well, not too bad. Made some wire trees.
Oh, okay.
Well, probably not the greatest light in here right now. I'll fix that. Actually, I need a little bit more light. There we go. Well, I started off making kind of some huge trees using the floral wire.
Yeah.
And so just followed the Luke Towan kind kind of example of what he was making. Come find out, these are way too big for N scale.
I don't know if you could really say way too big or not.
Well, when I look at the cars are way down here at the top. And that trunk is just way too big for a deciduous tree or something.
You look at
some
of those that Andy's got on his.
Yeah. Well, for N scale, it's like a 75-foot tree. So it seemed like it was a little big. For what I'm looking at examples in my front yard, for instance, it's not the same. But and then I got some a little bit smaller ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you using clump foliage on that?
Yeah.
You got any leaf flake?
Green. I do have some leaf flake, but I didn't put any on these. I've got to just trying some of this clump stuff first. And I've got some super trees I'm going to eventually try that I got from Jim in Michigan way back.
Yeah.
Still haven't used anything.
Yeah, S&J said it's 200-year-old tree. They're often bigger than the trains.
Yeah, probably about at least that.
Then Randy's Rock and Roll. Hey Johnny, hello everyone. The Oklahoma City show, City Train Show is this weekend. Y'all come on down. Okay, yeah. Buy me a ticket and I'll come.
Then I got some really small one.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Basically took the wire and then put an extra wire a little bit longer so I could poke it into the foam.
Yeah.
And then I took the flex paste from Woodland Scenics and basically covered all the wire with that. Took the brown Rust-Oleum camouflage color paint, painted the trunks with that, and then used the Hobby Tack glue from Woodland Scenics, and then put that where I wanted my foliage to stick. Rolled it around in it. Sprayed some hairspray on there. Sprinkled some more stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
You know, put a little bit lighter color in some areas, make it kind of look like a little sunlight hitting it or whatever, and it didn't turn out too bad.
Oh, we got a guest. Will the mystery guest sign in?
Mystery guest.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, got another one right here.
Mystery guest?
Yeah, not anymore.
Now we know who you are.
No.
So these were my very first trees made with wire.
Don't look bad at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised myself.
Yeah.
For MPL, what gauge are you using for wire?
It's 26 gauge.
That's about the smallest they've got in floral wire? Or
I think 28 is.
it?
But I have to go look. I know Luke Tone was using 28 gauge. And I was like, I thought 28 was just too small. Well, now I know why. You probably need 28. You put a lot more fingers and branches in with the smaller one, I bet.
Yeah.
But he's putting like 15 different strands up.
I mean, I guess if you're looking at your N scale, and I guess it's 1/60th, which is supposed to be like half the size of HO, and I know HO is about what 1/8 to a foot, so you need a trunk. A 1 foot trunk would be about 1/16 of an inch. So if you get 2 foot, you got about 1/8 of an inch in diameter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of these trees are about 1/8 of an inch. I think one of them is probably a little bit bigger than that one. A couple of them are. So yeah, they're probably pretty old growth.
That's what I was doing when I was doing the trees. Is I was trying to keep it down to roughly a 2-foot diameter.
Yeah. It's about, the biggest one's about almost 3 1/4 inches tall.
So 3 1/4. Let's see. That's about 40. I'm guessing roughly 40 foot.
Let's see.
40 or 50, I think. Because I know an HO was a 40-foot boxcar is about 6 inches. So if you're half of that, you're about roughly 40 to 50. That's not bad.
I thought you say 3.5 inches.
Yeah, a 4-inch tall tree is 53 foot in end scale.
Yeah, I'm looking at 3.5 inches to be about 46, 47.
Yeah, 46.666666.
Yeah.
So yeah, a 3-inch tree
I
is
do it. Yeah.
40 foot. You know.
You gotta try. What you gotta do is you gotta try hitting the tops of those things with I think it's called Master Creation. It's available at Michael's. It's like a floral dye.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll tell you, put that on there. That just changes the tree immediately. It's not a paint. It's more like a dye. You find it in the. I know I found it at Michael's. Well worth it. And all you do is you just barely missed it, and you can almost see like the change in the. You get the depth.
Yeah. Does it look? I mean, it looks good on dark green trees, and then it lightens them up a little bit.
The color might be called sage or something like that. It's a light green, and you could probably even get to the point of using like the yellow and maybe just lighten it up a little bit here and there. And it doesn't take much. It's just when I did the ridge, I was doing a fall scene, and even the greenery and all that, I just hit it one color above or below it with that Master Creation stuff, and it just changed the tree immediately.
Was that in the paint department or the floral department?
I think it's the floral department.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find it.
Master Creations.
Ari said that the oak trees in my yard are 60 feet tall with 4-foot trunk diameter.
Yeah.
And Troy, he's an end scaler. He said if it's not 200-foot tall tree or bigger, it works for end scale.
200-foot tree, man. That's a big one.
Yeah. Would the end scale go up that far? I don't think mine does.
No.
It's pretty small scale. Yeah, it just goes to 80 feet.
That's a 15-inch tree. Tall.
Yeah.
That's a 200-foot tree.
How you doing, Ralph?
I'm good. What's wrong with a 200-foot tree?
End scale.
It's a big tree.
West Coast has a lot of big trees.
Why'd my camera just decide to die?
And here I thought you didn't want to see me, and that's why you went off.
No, it decided to go, see ya.
Huh.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's called Design Master. This is color tool spray, and they got various colors for that too.
Huh.
I'm trying to think of the ones I've got. Fantastic stuff. I like it.
Probably want to use the flat, right?
It really doesn't. No, like I say, this first one right here, this color tool spray. Like I say, it's not really a paint. It's more of a dye, more of a floral dye, I guess. But that's what it's called. Is let me see if I can find it. Floral. Let's see what shows up there. Nope, that's not it. But anyhow, that's what I was using. Great stuff. Can goes a long ways. Like I say, all you're doing is highlighting the foliage. So when you get like the woodland scenics foliage, it's not so homogeneous. Not so uniform. You get some variations, and it just really does the trick.
Yeah, Troy said, well, in California we have tall redwoods. The tallest tree in the world, a California redwood, stands 375 feet tall, 116 meters, or slightly taller than a football field is long. That was June 17, 2011.
Yeah, but I'm not modeling California.
Yeah. Oh, you missed Lloyd, Ralph. He was in here. He left probably about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's been sick since he's been home.
31 days without railroading. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, the poor guy.
He must be like a junkie. I got to have my railroad fix.
How you doing, Lee?
Well, I'm going to jump out real quick and see if I can get this camera to work.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Don't jump too far.
Reset. Yeah, exactly.
Huh. I say he's jumping out. I saw him disappear, but I could still hear him talk.
He's back.
There we go.
There he is. Short jump.
Yeah, I don't know why that just decided to just see you. Don't want to work.
Huh.
But yeah, anyway, pretty good looking trees for first timer.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Just as long as they're not really short. The trees that you have outside are probably 60, 70 feet tall. Am I correct? At least they go over your house.
Yeah, they go over my house and everything. It's just what I'm looking at, what I made here, I made the trunks way too tall before the branches actually started. And so they're like 2 or 3 times higher than an N-scale car.
What did you use for the trunk?
Just wire. For the green floral wire.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I just started doing it, I was like, well, my brain's thinking HO all the time. It's just natural, I guess. But, everything just seems like it was way too tall.
Because you can't add branches. You can twist them on, and then paint the trunk with latex caulking or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I did with the what is it, the flex paste?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for making molds.
You know, I've often wondered about copper wire, if they would bleed through after a while, and if it would be a bad thing or not.
Who? What was that?
Copper wire.
Use the copper wire to make trees.
Whether or not, when you use a type of something to put on top of it, whether or not after a while it start to bleed through or not.
Well, it's going to end up being a dark color anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And in Bob's case, it's small enough that the foliage on top is going to hide it because it's ensail.
So I wonder what kind of a tree I could make with some of that Cat 5 wire.
Well, you probably could, but just wouldn't. It's not stiff enough to stand up, I think.
It'd be a weeping willow.
Yeah.
It is actually. That's what I used to do my vineyard. Was the Cat 5, and I stripped the insulation off and used the bare wire. Actually, I used even thinner than that. I took an electrical cord, a lamp cord, and I stripped it down and used the stranded wire, which was even finer than Cat 5.
I thought Cat 5 was pretty thin.
Well, yeah, it's pretty small. It's like 32 gauge or something.
I don't know where those
I can't remember
trees
exactly,
are.
but it's small. It's not as small as the wire that goes for those just plug lights on from Woodland Scenics. Those things.
Oh, that's magnet wire. Yeah, that's too small.
That's way too small.
Here's an idea, Bob. SCJ Railroad, his comment was, with wire, what doesn't bury into the layout, wire cutters will cure. I noticed you had some that didn't have roots on them. You just stick that further down into the layout.
That is true.
Shorten the trunk up.
One of the options. Yeah.
There's the wire I used. If you can see it, you probably won't see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we see it.
And it's all twisted together. There's 12 strands in each one of those things. And then I cut them about 3 inches long and made the trunk about 1 inch tall and spread the armature out, up and out, sort of flat, and that's how I got my vineyard, my vines.
I would imagine using copper wire, you could add a little solder to get, to keep the form.
Well, that's what I did at the bottom to hold it together. Once I cut it to size, I did a dollop of solder at the bottom so that it was easier to push in as well. And I had T-pins where I wanted to put each plant. And if you do that, you leave the T-pins until you're ready to plant the tree, because then you'll lose the hole if you don't.
Then you gotta make another one.
Yeah. Which I had to do.
Yeah, Brian W. was saying it's basically a telco wire, 24-26 gauge.
I was watching one of Luke's tree videos where he's making these palm trees, and that's advanced level. You got to have a engraving printer and everything else, just to cut out all these little palm leaves. But he used a solid core wire, about maybe a 12 gauge, 16, 12 gauge, something like that. And so with the insulation and everything, you just painted up the insulation and made it.
I tried doing something like that as well. And I used the acetate from some packaging, and it ended up, I cut the acetate the shape I wanted, and then just cut the leaves, the
fronds,
serrations into it. I made all kinds of them. I was going to use this on that diorama that I did, and then I decided against it. So I have now some palm leaves that I can use for my HO layout.
Yep.
I don't know where, but
I'll put a beach in right there on the edge of the desert.
yeah, right.
But now I just got to figure out where I'm going to put all these trees.
And then you can always do bottle brush trees too.
Yeah, I started off making those first. And I got to get better at that because I really don't like mine completely. They look okay. Sometimes they just don't look like everybody else's to some degree, but maybe that's why they're sort of better. They're different.
Here's your suggestion. Yeah, here's a suggestion, Ralph. Put them at the Palms Hotel. So you'll have to put the Palms Hotel on your layout.
Right.
Put it next to the vineyard.
Heck.
E.T. going home.
Yeah.
What happened to my lights? Just started strobing.
You're having a great night tonight.
Like, what was that? I've never seen that happen. Huh. I'm just gonna leave them off. Maybe they got hot. I thought I was going through a seizure or something. Like, where's this strobe light coming from? This is not right.
Jason is working on his caboose.
Yep.
What was that? The Lifesaver caboose?
This is going to be the radio control one.
Huh.
But it's going to have one of the decals from the Operation Lifesaver on it.
What do they call cabooses nowadays? Are they riding platforms?
Yep.
Ain't a riding platform, that's a caboose. No, we can't call them cabooses because then we'd have to have a crewman for that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
It's in the contract. It's a riding platform.
Yeah.
And the only way you can see something with that is to be riding outside because all the windows have been closed up.
Or a shoving platform. I forgot what that's another one I guess they call it.
Get a shover. They still roll. Let's use it. And abuse it.
Dwight just popped in.
Yeah. Well, there's been some that's been graffitied up so much that you can't even tell what road it is.
Yeah,
I think the best graffiti job that I saw, or that I thought was the most appropriate, it was a yellow CP caboose, and it was just up about 5 minutes away from my house, and Rapido ended up making a model of it. Whoever did the graffiti on it, instead of just doing their name or whatever script they want to put on there, they did it the same similar way, but it said CP Rail. And like I say, Rapido made a model of it.
I've got a picture of a caboose here in Omaha that's all graffiti up. They use for a shoving platform out of Council Bluffs, but can't remember where I put it. It's all graffitied up. I'd taken a bunch of pictures of it. I was going to send it in to Microtrain, see if they'd make a graffitied caboose. But the problem is they can't make any graffitied rolling stock for Union Pacific. Everything has to be brand new looking.
I thought maybe you were going to say there's a copyright on their graffiti.
Well, no. They just...
One of the stipulations to get the copyright to use UP.
Yeah.
He made it. Hey, you can't do that. That's my vandalism.
Yeah. I mean, it's either a brand new version of what it looked like, or it can be weathered. Yeah. But it had to start off as a model that they made brand new, and then they could weather it, but they couldn't put graffiti on it. They could just put rust and different kind of paint things, as long as it's prototypical looking.
Caterpillar went one step further. They came out with a model. I think it was I forget who the manufacturer was. They came out with a model of a D9 Caterpillar bulldozer, and it was all dirtied up on the front of the box and so on. And actually, the company had to take it off the market because Caterpillar said you cannot put the picture unless it's clean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I got a model before they took it off the shelf.
Yeah, you can sell that on eBay for a couple $1,000.
Well, not that much, I don't think. But you're right. A lot more than I paid for it.
Well, I'm almost done with that benchwork project. Now I can get back to my octagon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You mean your crazy layout?
My crazy layout, yeah.
Yeah.
So why be normal?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, YB normal or AB normal, either one.
Either way, it's no fun.
What the hell movie was that from? Hobby. Hobby normal. Oh, that was Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, yeah.
How you doing, Ron? Ron's trains and things. He just popped in.
Hey, Ron.
Yo, Ron. Well, Hot Rod Rodney, 25. How you doing? You been here before, or is this your first time? Well, welcome anyway. Oh, okay. He said it's been a while since he's been in. Ron just told Ari. Ari said he liked the scratch bill video. Ron's response was, working on the next phase now. It's in the phase 2.
Does that mean he's filming the second phase or just working on the phase?
I guess I could say something smart to that, Rodney, but I won't. I'll leave it alone. He said Big Bill knows him. Ron said both.
Ron, we've been taking bets the last few nights whether you're going to come in and join us or not. We've all been wrong. You never showed up.
Well, now he's got two people that know him. Hot Rod Rodney. He said Ron knows him too. He keeps some unusual company. Just kidding. I should get Ron in here tonight after the show. What do you mean unusual company?
Exactly what I meant. Unusual.
Yeah.
Oh, Troy said he's working on a new track plan. He's asking Ron what's the height between his two decks. Yeah, about that much, Ron. It's in scale.
Probably 18 inches.
Yeah. In fact, I think that is about what he said before.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good guesser.
Yeah. For an N scaler.
Yep. That's about right. Yeah. That's about big enough right there.
Yeah, Ron's probably sitting there. Geez, now I got to get up, walk in there and measure it and come back in here, sit down in front of the computer.
The minimal curves. I think mine's 15 or 16 inches.
Ron says he's trying to get set up to get in there.
My average curves are the 19-inch curves with one piece of flex track. And so you can get right at 19 inches with that. And so with all my corners, that's roughly what standard one I go with. I do have some other curves that are a little bit bigger loop, 22 inch radius. So
well, 19 would probably be close to what, about 30, 32 in HO?
Yeah.
So is that double track and that's the outside track?
Yeah, that would be the outside. Yeah, usually 19 was my, go around a corner radius.
Mm-hmm.
I can run anything on it. It goes all around the corner. Nice, easy, one piece of track. So. I don't think I'm ever going to find that caboose.
What caboose are you looking for?
It's one caboose that I had taken a picture of here in Omaha. Had all the graffiti on it. There's another one here that's in Minneapolis that I took a picture of. It's pretty much all boarded up. Burlington Northern.
Well, Troy's in trouble now. He said the book is telling me to run 20 and 21 and a half for running auto racks and N scale.
Oh, that's good. They'll turn around on a 12 if you really want them to, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, here comes Ron.
I mean, they'll work just fine on 15. They just hang over a little bit. So if you're looking for prototypical, you got to go bigger. If you're just trying to run them on whatever you got, no less than 14, I'd say.
It's pretty much true for any scale that you're running.
Mm-hmm.
You want prototypical, it's got to be bigger. So how's the elbow, Ron?
How y'all doing?
Yeah, good. How's your elbow?
It's better, but not 100. A lot better than it was.
Yeah. All right.
You're not all casted up, or just a
no? Oh, it was a small fracture. So I mean, as fractures go, it was fairly minor. It didn't feel very minor.
Yeah.
You do go.
I still can't straighten it out all the way.
Oh, he was all excited about the first snow, and he took off running out the front door.
Yeah, we got that snow a couple of weeks ago, and on the pavement everything melted as it fell, but overnight it froze. And I was actually out trying to spread some ice melt and stepped on the wrong spot and straight up in the air, and I landed full force on my left elbow, which is not a fun thing to do. I don't recommend it.
I've been there, done that in my house. That's one thing I got to keep around here in the winter is salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit of.
Well, hey, to answer that question about my deck heights a while ago, my lower deck is 36 inches and my upper deck is 60, which gives me, it's 24 inches between them. I got 18 inches clear from the lower deck to the bottom of the fascia.
Oh, so you got basically 18 inches of space in between the two.
18 inches clear. I got 24 inches railhead to railhead.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty close. 18.
That's a lot of climbing to do. Do you have a helix?
9.5 turns. Yes.
Ooh. I thought Bob was bad.
I am. I got 15.
I was just saying, Bob's got more helix than I have.
I got 15.
Wow.
Another good question. Did Andy ever figure out how to do his reverse helix?
Oh.
No.
No, not yet. How you doing, Ron?
It's one of those. Hey, Don. It's one of those things where if you don't know what you're doing, you procrastinate.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what he's doing. I keep asking him why he's not doing it, and he says, "Well, I got this other thing to do first."
Which means he's still mulling it over.
Yeah, exactly.
I can relate to that.
The easiest way to do it is just jump in and make a mistake.
Scratch your head.
Well, that's true.
I guess that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, for those who can't see the chat, Troy's comment was, like I said, working on a new track plan, and I would like to be able to run everything or have the ability to, and thanks, Ron.
No problem. And to weigh in on that previous conversation about in-scale curves and auto racks, my main line radius, minimum radius is 18 inches, and I run some auto racks. They run fine. They don't look big, but they look pretty good.
Hot Rod Rodney says Ron's the man.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Yeah.
Look at him, boy.
If you believe that, I got some people that'll line up to tell you otherwise.
Yeah, and I got some property in Florida I can sell you.
Does it come with its own gators?
Yeah.
Okay.
Waterfront feature, the whole bit.
You ever notice when Luke Toan or whatever, when he does this, he uses crocodile clips. I guess we use alligator clips here in North America, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they have crocodiles down there more than they got gators.
Now, those bigger or smaller than alligator clips?
Yeah.
Is he Australian?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought he's British.
Australian, and
Australia.
he's a registered airline pilot.
Oh, okay.
Local airline. So I don't know where he finds time to do all this stuff.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of time to do a lot of those things.
Yeah. What do you think those pilots are
That's
doing
why
up there? They're on autopilot the whole time. They gotta have something to do while they're there.
Good one, John.
Uh-huh.
That's the reason why they keep the door locked.
Yeah, so you can't catch them by surprise.
They don't want to freak out the passengers.
Well, the interesting part, for anybody who's watched Luke Towan videos or knows of Luke Towan, he's only been modeling for about 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
Which I find totally amazing, considering it's only 3 or 4 years, and then the work that he's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, his stuff is fantastic.
Well, you know, Lord, he's come along really good too.
Yep.
True.
And he's what, about his 3rd year now?
I think so.
So, Don, what you got going on your way?
No, you don't want me to cry on your shoulder.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I did one thing. Looking and researching and this, that, and the other, I got into Megatronics. I like Arduino, but Megatronics was, from some of the demonstrations, was so much easier. And I put a starter package in the basket, and I was looking around, and they had another package, another board that I thought would be interesting to go with it. And I was trying to get information on it, and I couldn't get any response from them. After 2 days, they dumped my basket. The starter kit was 3 boards for $180. The same 3 boards went to $240 the next day after they dumped my basket.
Huh.
So that didn't make me happy, and so I'm going to go back with Arduino and just finish it out.
Yeah.
I never got a response from them. I sent them half a dozen emails, and they never responded about anything. The other package I wanted, or why they dumped my basket. I know why they dumped my basket. They raised the price.
And what was the company, Don?
Megatronics. I think they're in the UK somewhere or other.
Okay.
But their programming of their boards to control the servos is absolutely unreal. All you got to do is mash buttons, and you can put the servo in any position you want to put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's okay.
I was just trying to be stupid.
Grandson feeling a little froggy tonight, huh?
My grandson trying to sneak up behind me.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's feeling a little froggy tonight.
Yep. He's always feels froggy. And normally a ton of noise.
Yeah. All right, Troy, you have a good night. We'll catch you later.
Let me, guys, hang on. Let me ask you a question before everybody disappears. I was in a room with a couple of guys earlier, and I'm sitting there and doing other stuff waiting for y'all to come on, and I thought y'all should have come on, and I'm waiting, and finally I'm in the room all by myself, and I'm waiting, and then I lost the room, and then I go back to the room, and there's nobody there, and I've been watching my watch, and I'm thinking, oh, y'all got to be somewhere or another. Anyway, you got 2 sites. You do have 2 sites, I think. Anyway, I can go to one in this room. There's nobody there, and I thought I was here.
What's the name of the room?
Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
I got my paperwork right here. Yeah, I have 2 of them here. One is appear in YouTube Live, and the other one's appear into YouTube Builders.
Mall Builders.
I think I was, huh?
That's YouTube Mall Builders, one word.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's one we use for our nightly chats.
So that's where I was.
And this one that you're in now is YTMB-Live. This is the room that we do all the live shows on.
What time is this room every night?
No, this one's not every night. This is for the live shows.
No, I agree, but I mean, what time is this show?
All right, this show is at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay, so it'd be 9 o'clock. That's what I was thinking, 9 o'clock my time.
And then the shows we have on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, about once a month, those shows come on at 9 o'clock Eastern time.
So that would be 8 o'clock. And that's on Tuesday and Wednesday?
Yeah, the shows that play on Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Okay.
But all our live shows are done in this room here.
Okay.
And my show's the only one that I open up the room so anybody can get in to be able to talk. The other shows, we just have the guest and the person presenting the show, and we keep the room locked up while we're doing the show.
Okay.
But YouTube Mall Builders, that's the nightly chat. And this time of the year, sometimes you won't catch too many people there because of the holidays.
Right.
But, you know, you can just go in there and sit for a little bit, see if somebody will come in or not.
And I always go to the wrong place, seems like.
But, yeah, for the nightly chat, I would recommend, you might want to start checking it about 9 o'clock your time.
Okay. That don't mean I'll be there all the time, but
yeah. No, any and everybody's welcome to come in on nightly chat, so.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people on the East Coast that come in there, so, and they usually kind of start popping in around about 10 o'clock.
Right.
You know, Eastern time.
But they have longer to get prepared.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, this one's done run an hour and 16, coming up on 17 minutes, so I guess we'll kind of shut this one on down. And don't forget, December the 4th, which is going to be next week, next Tuesday night. That's Who's Big Bill talking to. And quite honestly, I can't remember the guy's name. I'll get that from Bill, get posted up.
See what Big Bill put in the chat there, John?
Yeah.
Just read Troy's and then read that one.
Yeah, I saw Troy's. Yeah, Big Bill said, yeah, we even let Andy in most of the time. So, who's going to be on the show next Tuesday night with you, Big Bill? I was trying to make that announcement. Kind of put you on the spot.
Sent you a package.
Should get it Saturday, he said.
Yeah.
Email takes that long?
He said Wilmer.
Wilmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, mall railroader named Wilmer. From
Indian
Indian Head River Railroad.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been in the chat a couple of times on various shows. So, we'll get to meet Wilmer next Tuesday night. 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern time. And then we got Fine Scale on December the 11th. And we've got Joe's Train Room on December the 19th. So, y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Stay warm for as much as you can. He said he's going to have the Mudfather on in January of 2035.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
If I last that long.
Next year, 2019. Alrighty, so y'all have a good weekend, and we're going to wrap this one on up, and we shall see y'all next Tuesday night. Have a good weekend, and definitely keep warm.